Hello and welcome to the first Web exclusive of 2018. I'm Megan Lee and I'm making my first appearance on camera for Sports Central. I've got some Chippewa sports to catch you up on, so let's get started. The women's basketball team remains perfect in the Mid-American Conference after defeating Ohio and Toledo. The Chippewas traveled to the Bobcats Convocation Center on February 7th for a whirlwind of a match. The team overcame 22 turnovers, 15 of which were Ohio steals, to beat the Bobcats with a close final score of 74-72. Presley Hudson scored an astounding 22 points to lead CMU, while Tanara Moore and Raina Frost also logged double-digit points. The Chippewas out-rebounded the Bobcats 47-34. The team then took on last year's MAC championship winners, the Toledo Rockets. The Chips had a dominating performance against the Rockets, shooting 54.7% from the field and 46.7% from the three-point range. Tanara Moore, Cassie Breen, Presley Hudson, Michaela Kelly, and Kyra Bussell all scored double digits for CMU. The final score was 85-47, moving the Chippewas record to 12-0 in the MAC and 20-4 overall. This victory makes this year's team the second quickest to win 20 games in a season, first being the 1983-84 team. The Chippewas men's team isn't having quite the season that the women are, but they were coming off 2 conference victories going into a home matchup against the University of Buffalo. The Bulls came in as the top team in the Mid-American Conference, and they showed why early in the game. They jumped out to a 12-point lead early in the first half and never looked back. The Chippewas trailed by as many as 18 points, and despite a late game push, fell to the Bulls 88-82. Cecil Williams led CMU with 23 points and 9 rebounds, while Sean Roundtree continued his strong play, adding 20 points of his own. The Chips then traveled to Ohio to take on the Akron Zips. The game was back and forth throughout, with neither team leading by more than 9 at any point. The Chips would, however, go cold from the floor in the fourth quarter, missing their last 5 shots, and would go on to drop the game 69-63. Kevin McKay recorded his first double-double of the season, and Cecil Williams also added 12 points for the Chips. CMU dropped to 4-8 in the MAC with the loss and will look to bounce back against NIU in their next game. The Chippewa Grapplers got their 5th conference win this past week, defeating Eastern Michigan in a dual meet by a 27-9 final. This was senior night for CMU, and senior CJ Bruckey shined with a 17-2 technical fall at the 174 weight class. Redshirt freshman heavyweight Matt Stencil recorded another first-period pin to give the Chippewas their lone pin of the night. Fellow redshirt freshman Drew Hildebrandt posted a 5-4 win, getting a takedown with 17 seconds remaining in the third period. That resilience showed all night, especially with Justin Oliver, who was wrestling for the first time in almost a month due to an injury. Oliver came back from a 6-0 deficit, securing a takedown in the final seconds to win 12-10. Mason Smith also won in a 7-5 final. Smith was 3 pounds underweight at weigh-ins, and head coach Tom Borelli said he thinks Mason managed to pull out a victory while battling the flu. The Chippewas' resilience paid off as they went on to win 8 of their 10 bouts. Rebounding from their first loss of the season, the Central Michigan gymnastics team defeated Illinois State on February 9th. The team posted a score of 194.525, while Illinois State finished with 192.025. Brittany Kaplan tied her career-high score of 9.800 in the vault and claimed victory for the Chips in both vault and uneven bars. Katie Clements also tied her career-high score of 9.925 in the balance beam. Clements outscored the Redbirds in balance beam and floor routine, winning both events. CMU sophomore Danelle Pedrick won the all-around with a 39.0. This non-conference win boosts the Chippewas record to 5-1 overall. The D3 hockey team had a busy weekend as they closed out their regular season play with a home-and-home matchup against the University of Michigan. The Chips went into the game ranked second in the ACHA North with a 21-game winning streak. The Chippewas hosted the 9th-ranked Wolverines for senior night, but had a tough time getting started, while U of M had 3 unanswered goals in the first 2 periods of the play. As the third period began, Michigan's Tim Hasselback raised their lead to 4. The Chips weren't going down without a fight, though, as Dalton Sutherland assisted Michael Croft in getting the puck to the back of the net. Unfortunately, the Chippewas couldn't get anything else going as the Wolverines claimed victory in Mount Pleasant 4-1. The following day, the Chips traveled down to Ann Arbor to play at Yost Ice Arena. Seeking a revenge for their previous loss, the team started hot with a power play goal by Nate Allgaier. However, the Wolverines responded, ending the first period in a 1-1 tie. As the second period got underway, Michigan broke the tie, but Dylan Billings tallied one for the Chips to bring the game back to a draw with under 3 minutes left in the period. After a scoreless third period, the game headed to overtime, where they would eventually fall to the Wolverines 3-2. With their final 2 games coming as losses, the Chippewas close out their historic 2017-2018 regular season with a record of 30-5-0-1. The team also finished second in the ACHA North, earning them an automatic bid to the national tournament for the first time in school history. From one club team here at Central to another, we now take a look at the Chippewa men's lacrosse team. They are beginning the 13th season in the Men's Collegiate Lacrosse Association, and they compete in one of the toughest divisions across the league. The Chips are coming off an 8-5 season in 2017, which included an appearance in the CCLA playoffs. The team opened the season on Friday with a conference matchup against the Oakland Grizzlies in the indoor athletic complex. The game was close throughout, but the Grizzlies would come away with a 12-9 victory over the Chippewas. Sophomore Carson Pakula had 2 goals and 2 assists to lead the Chippewas. Oakland attackman Vinny DeMarco led all scorers in the game with 4 goals and 3 assists. The Chips will look to get back on track next weekend when they take on Buffalo and Purdue in Beverly Hills at the Detroit Country Day Fieldhouse. That's all the time that we have for today, but be sure to follow us on social media for more exclusive content. I'm Megan Lee, and this has been Sports Central.